Right.
Not a hero that has been seen as strong right now. It was very strong throughout DP seasons. Lane control, they don't necessarily have a huge incredible whirling depth of use, but if they have weaker, Saw is going to feel.
5 seconds
and once you get past like the early game, which is he's still basically the same hero. So in those like middle and late game scenarios, more damage than they had even before. It's all pure damage, so it's going to right through the golden race. Death Prophet's got to be a little careful about these. And for confront line, LG's going to have some. Wyvern has some damage, but it's not an incredible amount. Prophet has quite a lot. It has some. Void usually has a. He has to buy offensive items and survivability items while mixing it. So if Timber gets out of the laning stage in a pretty good place, this game. Max going for it, but let's see what PSG.LGD gets.
Yeah, I believe this is when Zero. By looking at the bans, it's funny, interesting how they have such a high priority as well on the offlaners.
Yeah, yeah, they're both very talented. Not that it's hard to look at LGD and it's the worst on this. Have that discussion.
Well, apparently when they had someone sitting out, it was their coach, but that's so silly to think because he's actually higher MMR than
offlane depth.
Oh, I like that. That works.
Which is interesting. So he's going to be able to set tempo on Invoker, of course. Move around the map, pressure a little bit. They're going to be doing for Fnatic. So see how that works out. Being able to toss back into a team, especially before you're up again. Once he gets out of position,
right.
Even Nightmare in him. So I think this should be okay for a Tiny. I like the draft.
10 seconds remaining.
LGD has incredible team fight.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think it also will put a lot of pressure. Aggressive. And Death is perfectly fine in that lane. This Tiny's gonna have to find levels someplace else, right? Because you don't want to zap from the center. That really takes. So I think that's gonna be. Awesome. I mean, it's Ame. It's Ame, dude. Yeah. Come on. Why are you gonna say that?
Just saying that their mid-game damage output could be Invoker, obviously. Dragon Scepter, Cataclysm. It's a great late game. Struggling a little bit. Once you chrono cores and double Cataclysm, like you're gonna win some team. Right. I think that's what LG's aim. Mid-game, you're gonna have to chrono some damage. It's gotta either be mostly from Void. Death Prophet would either have to be in chrono or dealing with other people in the meantime. You gotta, or Meteor, basic Chaos Meteor, or landing in, or you can alacrity the Void. So there are ways to do something. What Void has, but it might be a little.
Thank God Raven doesn't have that Luna meow one. He's got the other one. Shout out to our observer. We've got JJ running cams for us. You don't have to put up with my terrible obsing. The other day we had a puck and spirit game. It's awful. Thank you, JJ. Script weapons, all for whatever you do. You know, it's so much nicer. We do have a big smoke coming out here from PSG. Formation. Barnes, of course. Smoke break. Get off here.
Looking across the map, across the river. A lot of Fnatic fans cheering here.
A lot of Fnatic fans. Let's go.
They're trying to get them hyped, which makes some sense because let's be real, Fnatic is playing very easily the best team in the tournament. Getting wins tough. But this would be get the W's off the champs, man.
I mean, this is the big one, yeah. You know, everybody's saying, you know, this is PSG.LGD. This is Ame's year, according to the Chinese fans. This is a team that's going to win. I mean, everybody is, right? If you're a fan of whatever team you are, you're like, oh, yeah, you know, my team, they're going to do it. But They are the team to beat. The team that everyone's been doing their homework on.
Remember, sportsmanship.
The bounty rings won't really contest, just posturing a bit, but Fnatic for LGD as expected. They're still cheering.
They're showing some pride here too, man.
That's true.
Very important.
Another important thing, when you have an invoker, it can really help to test the rune. First couple water runes. PJ going to start off right here in the bottom. You'll ignite, slapping on 2 people.
Value.
Always feels chasing a little bit, limit stability. First couple water runes. PJ going to start off right here in the bottom. You'll ignite,
Just like we do
slapping on 2
Timber Saw
people.
things. There's no other reason to value.
Always
Radiant
feels
courier
Not
has
DJ.
been
He kept that
Chasing a
cheese
little
gone
bit,
again, but DJ, you know, I think it's best trying to just push them off here.
PJ going to start off right here. You'll ignite,
Just like we do
slapping
Timber
on 2
Saw things.
people.
There's no other reason to value.
Always feels
Radiant
pretty
courier
well.
has
Like
been
I said,
Kept
there's
that
always
cheese
the damage
gone again,
big
but
issue here, so it really
DJ,
helps
you know,
if he's
I think it's best trying to just push them off here.
right. PJ can start off because Death Trumpet is the time. Ignite,
Just
and
like we do Timber Saw things. There's no other reason to value.
always feels pretty possible unless he separate into a lot of right. With that said though, if you're worried about a tri-lane, I think Saw is usually build up stacks pretty quick. Almost level 3 already, which is full experience. Once he gets that level 2 in reactive armor, his life's gonna be just double the stacks and a lot more armor.
It's a very tanky boy lane too. They're very brawly. They don't really care if they're getting snacked, especially the Timber. The only hero that really enjoys that tri-lane even more would be an Elder Titan that can with the extra body. But has to be a little bit careful not to say blinking eye on him over here.
Pressured on the other side of the map a little bit. Reset to 2 lanes. Bought themselves a little time, but I don't think really accomplished a lot. I mean, Death's sitting 9 last hits and 8 and 4. So maybe they get a couple. It's a little bit of tricky now. Could affect them later because Jing doesn't have a team. So maybe that's going to limit. For now, game way deep.
The Wax over here. Why? Good hero here be able to trade back and forth. Brain sap. Pretty stagnant though.
He was able to get Orb of Venom as well. This is actually really helping him out against him. He's got a lot more armor.
Shinkyu, he might actually be first blood. In fact, yes, he is down a go.
The old toss into tower move. Very powerful.
Classic.
Tower doing it.
That's very lazy, like the lazy man's way to play Dota.
Yeah, it's like Tiny Fudge. They're like, I don't need to be strong. I just need you to stand on my tower for some reason.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Radiant's courier has been
Another
killed.
courier going down here. Round?
Just got his magic wand. He'll be fine. Save up for a Ring of Health anyways, and it's been completely okay. I'm not worried at all if I am cheering for Fnatic, which people are. Believe me, don't do it. You don't need to do it anymore, guys. I promise. We know.
More.
Refilling bottle in the mid lane. Yeah, really happy. There it is.
Yeah, all right.
We know he's cool.
It was nice to have a water boy though to bring you a full bottle. But mid lane fairly even here between Gwen and nothing to say. 18 and 5 over on the Queen of Pain. 18 and over. Again, over one of those here that most likely not to rotate the ones is a big problem. The Queen of Pain probably, you know, will see the opportunity. Maybe someone's trying to dive under tower, or they're going to try to push their luck in another lane. Because they need to make space here for the space is void.
They do, but most important, it's like one of those things where when your Chrono's up, you want to get a kill with it if possible, and hopefully it doesn't take you a lot of time to like run to your support, pop a smoke, run somewhere, get a Chronosphere. You want to get these like little pickup kills that even if it's like a 5 or a 4, they still accelerate you a decent amount while still keeping your farm. Go for it if you can. But if they just keep putting Timber in the same lane as him, he's not going to get that same opportunity. And that's why they rotated lanes most. Faith Beyond in the lane. Timber, Faith Beyond can offset any grass he takes with the Spirit Siphon. And now it's going to be carry versus carry on the top lane. And instantly they teleport Death up there. They're like, lane swap, baby. Don't let him get any lane that he can get a kill in. Basically, swap him around and make things perfect for this lane matchup.
Not here. Bullied constantly. Death, of course, having the run of the place. But still, yes is not doing horribly either way.
Six for the mid players here. A lot easier. Going for kills on Faces Void would be great, but again, table is pretty. So, finding a kill setup might be quite a while here. Tries to get as much gold as possible on the levels, and quite even across the board.
Man, I feel like every time Chuen goes anywhere near, like trying to get some of these last hits or goes for the score, he's just immediately punished by nothing to say. Every single time. You just see that health disappear.
Strike build very solid with the combo. It's a good way to do damage as well. It seems really clear that's why they picked the Joker.
Yeah, jab, Sonic Wave. He's just still a little bit alive. Even goes and pops that Fairy Fire on top of it.
I cannot believe he's...
But look at DJ. Look at DJ. He's like, come on. Come on. He drops the ward on top of that too. The Ghost themselves, they know that he's hiding in the tree line because he's not showing anywhere else. Oh, that was very quick.
I guess it's just a level 2 time.
Haste! Radiant structure!
So they're going back in. They have a haste over on Chuen. Ignite, Jabs, they're teleporting and they want to try to protect him. And it comes to Bacon. They turn around. Jabs not looking too good. Jabs is going to fall. Nothing to say now. Trying to run, trying to make his way. It potentially does go down. Now DJ forced to run, but looks like they're not going to chase after. They will take his courier instead. That is, of course, you know, all the protection that he's to save his hard-earned pennies for.
It took some doing, but they're able to get him. If they didn't have the haste turn on Clock, there's like had to blink aggressively to go in. He would have died after they got the kill, and it wouldn't have that one end up being valuable. Plus, again, forcing another rotation. I mean, why he's not able to get on the map to go where he wants to go. Time Death is just getting the absolute free farm that he wants. So, I'd say this is looking like a great Timber Control game.
Looking a bit problematic, honestly, the fact that they haven't had to deal with him. As I say this, though, they go for the Chronosphere, they go for the Exorcism. Sunstrike as well, but he's so tanky. In fact, they turn it right back around, they get the kill on Ame. Death running now, trying to outrun these ghostly ladies. He's got the Timber Chain, but no, there's a Shinku nearby. Oh my gosh, he went and got neutral.
Oh my god.
The neutral creep got it.
Yo, Death, great gank on the safe lane.
Underrated offlane player, dude.
Really great gank there. That's insane for game momentum. That was Chronosphere used, and he gets the kill because Jabs rotated perfectly there. What an absolute mate. So big for Fnatic. And Exorcism. Forgot about that one, guys.
The Exo is beyond moving away.
They would have liked that kill, but it's okay. They don't all work out. Be a little closer on Tiny to toss him back, but still incredible for Fnatic. Only downside is that Death did die. A little.
But I believe he did exactly what he needed to do in that fight. Like 100%. He absorbed so much.
Time, damage, and everything. So now the supports are laying off top lane like please levels so I can play the game. Exciting for them, of course.
Yeah.
Void spending a little time jumping, but he's going to pick up the chip best, which is really great for him. Awesome way to accelerate if you don't have an AP skill, and Faces Void is one of those heroes that lags
look
on
at
farming.
Look at There he goes. Death is following him. That sounds like I'm making up a proverb or something like that, but they have the whole game spot. Sonic Wave. Death goes in, gets the kill on Ame. And Faithion now having to be a bit careful here. He's being dove underneath his own tower. The Chakram comes out. They're trying to burst down the switch here. Although, if it does, perhaps he went a little bit too far. Nothing to say. Giving some clicks out, but the Luna's here. They're going to go back in. That's a kill for Chuen. And nothing to say needs to be very careful because I told you, we looked at this draft purge, they were aggressive. And boy, are they playing it aggressively.
Yeah, they just looking at the map and they're like, well, we know where Faces Void is. Bane's farm in the safe lane. He's in the tri-camp, obviously. Death just walks there even if they do run at him. He's still quite tanky. He doesn't have a hood yet, surprisingly, but he still feels really comfortable to make these moves when they spot the Void like that. And he's only level 6. The team just strolls over and they put the pressure in and get that big kill.
Jabs is being quite sneaky here. Look at these level differences over on the side of Fnatic versus PSG.
Kills helps a lot.
It kills does. I mean, with
walk to the lane again. Faces Void's top. He's like, all right, heading over, guys. See you
my
right
best
there.
friend, the Faceless Void. How you doing, buddy?
That replay there, a little damage being dealt. The Sonic Wave, they pick up Courier as well, then that gives them an out dive from Fabian.
Sure, he has had absolutely enough with this Nim. But they do rotate Fabian. So why? They go for the exorcism. They're like, get this guy off of me. Follow Shinky. This is 4 heroes up here. Jax with a nice avalanche. Slows them down. Just enough death. He's running. There's going to be the Sunstrike. He can't get him. Can they get there faster? No, he's got the 17 up. He is an escape artist. Death is going to survive.
No.
After they rotated 4 heroes. Burn the Exo.
Ankle's broken. That was 4 broken ankles, guys. I can't believe he's lived again. That time I was like, there's no way he lives. There's no way. They're definitely gonna get him this time. Doesn't have a hood. He's got lots of reach, lots of levels, 4 points in reactive armor, and that was enough.
No hood still, again.
Yeah, doesn't need it. Most Timber Saws just buy that right away, get all these tanky items, but Death is just picking up his quick items. He wants the different.
Fnatic on the aggressive again. They want to try to get nothing to say. They did land nice silence, got a little bit more time. Jabs though, perhaps going a bit too deep, so he is forced to try to juke. No, Crypt one at the last second from Fabian will ensure his death.
A lot of Sunstrikes that are not quite landing perfectly. They're just in their mind right now, and that's gotta hurt when you miss the first couple. You start to lose confidence. You're thinking like, oh man, he's 1 step ahead of me. Can't get past these mind games. It's gonna be a lot harder for nothing to say to accelerate in levels. That's a big deal. It's delayed ags. But that said, he's got a Midas. He's the most farmed person on his team right now, so he's just got to keep this up till they can get the axe. The game is not over at all for LGD.
They are losing real estate though, and that is something that they have to be hyper aware of. Really pushing into their side of the jungle, making sure that they're just trying to take as much space away as possible. Trying to clip this creep wave, but just have to be careful here. Death would love to add another notch onto this belt that he's got going on. Chasing him down. Twin says, oh, what are we doing? Let me help. That's another kill for Death.
Base.
Living up to his name, dude.
Yeah, his Yules is just about completed. He needs to buy a Void Stone here. And that'll be great against potentially Face's Void if he Chronos. He can use it on himself if he's in trouble.
He gets silence.
If he gets silenced, he could also Yules a Bane if Bane's ripping someone. Timber chain in, Yules that guy. There's a lot of good things he can do with this item. And clearly he's not needing the hood too badly. And look at this, he's not even letting him get close to this tower. He can just be so aggressive.
He's respecting it though. He's backed up a little bit, or actually he's just luring in Fabian here. Background Spirit Snipe somewhere in the bottom lane. They went for the Chrono Spear. They do manage to take down Jabs. Nightmare launch went.
That's the only kill they're getting. I think LGD is absolutely not the network. 3k gold advantage for Fnatic. Constant pressure on the top lane. They just, again, they have damage problems. Their damage is Exorcism and Sunstrike and Void if Void is farmed. Void's not farmed.
Sunstrike Ame's trying really hard, but everywhere he goes, there's just a Timber Saw.
And the Sunstrikes are hard to land outside Chronosphere. They don't have cheap, easy disables. It's like Winter's Curse, they have a bunch of slows, and they have grip. So it's like, anytime they want to pressure Death, there's just, it's not super easy to do with the heroes they have. This Bane plus Winter Wyvern combo, it just feels a little bit limited.
Say, walking Twin and Jabs, toss over. Take a little bit of a nap here, this tiny Sonic Wave coming out, nothing to say, it's just absolutely blown up. And oh look, it's our good friend Death as Y just gets cut down. They're not even done. There's not a lot of mana left on Twin. He's looking at Fabian like, hey.
And he's almost got his Orchid finished. He's gold to go. And that's
oh my god, Jabs. Jabs, please.
I just pressed enter. There's a couple Jabs spams going on.
There's just a couple. He's also just asking for a high five non-stop. Just following them all around. All of these spams.
Gotta get in there, one dude. Raise your team morale.
This is where you mute the enemy team.
That's a safe play. Very safe play.
Only allow, you know, incoming team chat.
Not a bad idea. We gotta mute here too.
Warfare. Absolute warfare. Yeah, sometimes I have to mute you. Nah, dude, I'm kidding.
This is Void dreaming of a Maelstrom kick. Got it queued up. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank, but he's got a ways to go. The only salvation is this Chip Fest, one of the control items that accelerates you in an AoE sense here. Bought himself a teleport scroll as well. That's the other thing. You run at him, you got a ways. It's like he's got to spend a only salvation.
I was about to say, I want to know how much gold he has to spend on being able to just move around the map. Why? Throwing out the Nightmare here on Death.
Bought himself a Televis as well. That's the other thing. You run at him, you got
going to. He's like, come back here. Looks like they're going to try to go for a D-ward at the very least. That silence getting tossed out over onto Death. He's got the Yules to be able to just remove it. And he's just still going. He still wants a kill. He wants white. He saw white in the first place. Beach Strip won't hold him in the play. Looks like they're finally going to be able to get that kill that they wanted for so long. But
honestly, still feels good.
that's an exo bird that they're not taking on their side of the map. They're not taking any objectives.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Death got them to use, they got him to use Exorcism near their tier 2 tower on their side of the map. Like, by the time he gets to the tier 1 tower, it's over, and now they just get another kill.
And now Fabian is thinking, oh dear God, I need to get out of here as fast as possible. DJ is here. All right, there it is. There's a Chronosphere, but where are you going to get all that damage? Throwing it in. There's a Sunstreak. All right, Twat will fall. Silence, but they're still running after them. They don't want to give any quarter, although DJ's sitting very low. They're going to be able to find themselves a kill. Raven, though, looking very healthy, and Ame is looking very dead right now. Fabian trying to hide the border. They have the Yules. This is not going to end well for you, sir. The high five coming out from Death. Yet again, it's a double kill for Raven. And another voice line.
It was a good pressure
Get out of there, white homie. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dabs with the blink, the toss back. Like I got your little present for when you wake up, Death. This goes right on through the yo-yo of Death. Does, of course, have brain sap, so it looks like he's going to be all right there, but I'm sure he was a little like, oh no, as I was.
Yeah, and this is the important thing to do. He's forcing LGD to react to him instantly. Once in a while they get a kill on him, but they burn Fiend's Grip, they use Exorcism, and if Ame was able to survive in that fight, it would have been okay, if not good for them, but tough for him that he ends up getting cleaned up on the back line. Still struggling on levels, but he's at level 11 now, so it's a lot better. Being there for the Timber kill was huge. It jumps their levels a lot. It gives them more tools to work with. So a little, maybe the net worth is about even, but the level catch-up was good.
Very important. Now, Fnatic, they need to keep up this pressure because, like you said, take a look at the net worth for the Invoker. He's still sitting very pretty. You get a Chronosphere, you get the Cataclysm that goes late enough. It looks very tight, very difficult to deal with. So it looks like Fnatic, though, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're thinking, all right, we're very powerful right now. We've got some good items. We've got the BKB on Luna. Let's get an Aegis.
That's the way to do it. And even still, it's scary for PSG.LGD to cross the map. But anytime Death can come, do 300 pure damage to them. And they're going to have to react to that. Because you don't know if somebody else is going to jump out and kill you. You got to worry about blocking and so many other things.
We got the Ags online, though.
Okay.
It's the moment now for PSG.LGD. They don't have the Chronosphere up just yet. Look at Jabs. Jabs knows. He's just been trailing Faceless Void this entire time, blinking forward, hoping he can get his hands on them just a little bit too short. Very lucky for them. Faith Beyond will spot out DJ over on the side.
Ooh, we got one new tool, the Winter Wyvern. Jink on when it has picked up his support kit, so this will give him the ability to get some kills. You can't necessarily just win for somebody by themselves right now because it doesn't last as long, but if they're together, you can amplify all the damage you do to that one guy. It gives them another way to deal with Timber Saw. Obviously, you can still use it off, but now they have multiple silences, force them to use it, then get the kill. Or Pop jumps in aggressively, or Confer, pick up that kill. They've got some options now, but still, there's a BKB and an Aegis on Raven. Raven traditionally does not make very many mistakes as a carry player. He has always been extremely talented, great stats at every TI he participates in, so good luck finding and punishing them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it all comes down to Q in a very good position until they cut down all of his trees, of course. Trying to find that optimal Winter's Curse or anyone that's just being a little bit too aggressive. Might a bit over to the side of the Exorcism. Does get used in the mid lane. Not enough to take down the tower, though. They have plenty of burst damage. Faith gets trying to stay alive. Just not looking like they'll be able to do it. Oh, he has the Yules. Can they finish off the tower in time? Not looking like they will. They will finish off Faithian. Y will just get first down. And Death continues his tirade. Continues this. Oh, okay, all right. They follow it up. This is what we're waiting for. Here comes the Death Strike. It's beautiful. Takes down Death, and it will take out that Aegis. Raven having to come right back up again, but now, here's the problem, Purge. You kill them once. How do you kill them again?
Yeah, you gotta wait. Slow things down if at all possible, because 2 minutes on Chronosphere is gone. I don't know what Cataclysm is, but if there's no Chrono Cataclysm, it's not gonna feel. So the next item, solutions. I guess there's not really a good way to save your allies outside of the upgraded Yules. By that to save somebody's Cataclysm dying Chronosphere, but Glimmer Cape doesn't do it, it's all pure damage, so for now, they just gotta try to slow the game down if possible. And occasional deaths on Death are still really big. They're getting kills to clutch the map, and now
Ooh, that
Fabian.
doesn't feel good though. Fabian taking a lot of damage to the silence. He's got the Yules. He should be able to purge off the silence, but they need to get out faster, and they have too much magic damage. That save from Shinkyu not going to move enough.
Good attempt, but like they didn't even get close to the. They were approaching the tri-camp, but they weren't that close. And as soon as they get forward, they jump in with a tiny. They have a toss. They have follow-up, so they're not letting LGD even get close to like warding these high cliff areas. They do have one ward over here, which is helping them a bit, but apparently not enough because they don't have perfect vision. Now it's Jabs looking for Ame.
He is indeed looking for. He has been on Ame the entire time, my friend. Yeah, look at this. Throws out the high five. Ame has got to be sick of seeing that.
Just great reaction there. Jabs going, not even a reaction. He's planning ahead. It's like, I see Ame on a creep wave or know about where he's going to play on the map. You show up, you get there in time, and then it is a lot easier for your core, your Queen of Pain to just show up. He TPs, he blinks over, he gets a follow up on that kill, and now a huge kill on Ame. But with that said, it's almost time. 40 seconds left on Chronosphere, so we should be able to see another Cataclysm come out. And the real question is, like, how many kills are you? If it's just going to be one, like the last fight, they got Aegis, obviously, but we won't count that there. If you're just getting one fight or one kill per Cataclysm, but you're still getting wrecked across the map, it's not going to feel good enough. They need to get a good team fight with multiple people in Chrono, and Cataclysm needs to get a lot.
Oh dear, I believe Y is going to be disappearing very, very shortly as they cut down the trees, they silence him, and will try to eventually, funny looking thing there, brain stab, couple more clicks, and death, hello? No, we're just kidding, dude, you have been an outstanding.
Just camera's at a bad angle, that's
fine. He didn't want to do it anyways, it was the BM chain.
Alright, we got nothing to say. He's got Boots of Travel finished, queuing up a BKB next, so no refresher I need. But he does need BKB to help himself stay alive. Totally makes sense why he's going for this. But with that said, Bulbus is now maxed up on the Ogre. He's been able to afford an Aether Lens. Gonna make it easier for him to land his Fire Blast Submarine. But mostly just by his team. His death almost. He's got a Sanj, got a Plate Mail. Going for Lotus Orb up next, gonna help protect himself against Evil or Grip, but look at the smoke.
It is time. The Chronosphere is up. The Cataclysm is up. Jabs just wanders on in and breaks the smoke, and they don't know that he's there. They drop the sentry. They're a little too late. DJ looking for this opening. They're trying to back off. They're not sure if they want to go back. And look at Ame, though. So patient. Trying to find this opening. DJ is being a little cheeky over here. He's just going to try to take that outpost. Easy peasy. The silence comes off. They won't have an Ogre for this fight. So I think Fnatic is going to respect that. But again, it's an Exo on their side of the map. It's not how you want to use that.
Yeah, he was being pretty cheeky there. I was like, he's gonna take Shrine, be like, hey guys, I'm here, taking Shrine. And he almost dodged a Tornado, and it looked a little bit weak, but the fact that everybody was able to disengage while Exorcism was used completely changes everything. But the thing is, if they don't use Exorcism there, maybe they don't even kill Ogre. Like, they kind of needed to do it because, once again, their damage is not super easy to execute or low resource usage. So, one dead hero briefly back up, and now they're gonna be on the map again.
And is already on the hunt with his good friend Jabs. He's just trying to buy some more time. They'll throw the tree out, they'll blink forward, they'll eventually get the Bane. It's gonna take them a little while, and this is a little bit of more space, right? It's more space for Ame to be able to go hit some more creeps.
I guess. He's jungling with a Maelstrom only at
It doesn't feel
he's
good,
hitting
but
creeps, but it doesn't feel amazing.
what else is he gonna hit right now, though, dude?
Well, I'm just saying if he's hitting a creep wave, he's getting more golden experience is all I'm saying. So if he's like off on the bot lane, about to pressure turn power, kind of like how Nothing to Say is, I would be like, I'm happy for Void. But if Invoker getting it, you know, I prefer that net worth goes to Void because Void's got a lot of catch up to do. Like, he's 9.3k gold or net worth, and Luna's over there 15k, very strong. Eye of Scotty's finished. That means the Death Prophet's out of the game effectively, because now you're getting 40% less lifesteal. That's like the Scotty moment is terrifying for Death Prophet when it comes. So like now your offlaner, Faith Beyond, is a damage not to be able to tank nearly.
The way that they smoke up, they're like, where is Ame? Know that he's gonna want to be hitting creeps. He wants to farm. He wasn't on the top part, but you see, they read it so well. They immediately go, they teleport him up lane, double damage him, but they're just gonna push it out. And right now, it definitely feels very scary for PSG.LGD. It feels like they're not able to step out of the space hardly at all. Another smoke coming out though. They're looking to use combination because it went very well last fight. But they need to make sure that they get enough people and the right
not just an ogre.
Not just DJ, who just happens to wander on through again. Hey guys! You guys know that Purge is a really good ogre person? It definitely is. You were watching the our pre-show over on the other stream the other day.
And was that the fill hour that we did?
That was our pre-show, Purge.
Yes, very good. We basically covered everything that you'll ever need to do about TI in it. You know, until the first gameplay. Now it's all irrelevant.
And then some.
Gotta play those supports in the front, break the smokes.
Ren finding himself safe with dashes, but they follow Sonic Wave. He's out of here. Not the way he wants to be. Again, they found themselves dead. They'll go with the Sunstrike. They should be able to get the kill on the Timbersaw this time around. But again, another Exo over on that side. DJ and Raven just slicing through. Okay, that's a really nice Winter's Curse. That's going to buy a bit more time. He's really tanky, though. I don't believe it's going to be quite enough to take out Chuen, as Jazz is deep here. Maybe he can't decide, like, should I stay or should I go? Which I'm pretty sure is a song. And he decides, I need to leave.
I'm surprised that Winter's Curse didn't produce a kill. I mean, that's a Luna hitting you. That's scary stuff, but...
That's a fairly tanky Queen of Pain, too.
Yeah, she was. I think it's just that they have decent levels. She wants talent. Nothing's weird going on here. The main thing was, I guess, that Luna's neutral item isn't damage-based. She went Scotty, which is like an okay damage item, not incredible. And Luna traditionally just does a lot of AoE as well. So just kind of worked out nicely. She also didn't have Bloodlust on her at the time, otherwise it would have been.
That would have been,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, a little tough. Once again, Death is the only guy that dies, but he's safe. I can't help but think that he wants maybe a Lotus Sword, or not a Lotus, the Aeon Disc. Maybe if you can get it to proc, that's like maybe the one way to save him, other than like somebody else Yule's in the air. But you know, either way, he's tanking the damage and his team kills, getting an advantage. They're waiting for second. Roshan would. I'm pretty confident to say that they should be set on, especially because they're waiting on Cataclysm. And Cataclysm got used, it's up in 20. So I guess they'll still have a window on LGD. Roche comes up, they'll have one more Chrono Cataclysm fight, and if they get enough kills with it, then PSG.LGD can get back in this game. Take Aegis, and take the Shard. Or if Fnatic goes crazy trying to take Sneak Roche and LGD gets their time, sets up, it could be really good for them. But as time goes on, Fnatic is slowly compounding their advantage more and more and more. Void is still pretty far behind. He's got the items of like a 20-minute Faces Void. And it's at 27 minutes. It's been a tough game for Ame.
I mean, he's hanging in there, nothing to say, of course. He's trying to find any sort of farm on the map, pushing out these lanes. He's done a really good job with being able to keep your space open, I guess is a good way to put it,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
But Fnatic is definitely very incredibly aggressive. Oh wait, we get another smoke coming out from the side of PSG.LGD. For that opening. It's a death over top. I don't know if that's necessarily who they want. They'd rather that they were together. And look at the way they're playing. They're putting this very tanky Void up in front of Silence. Immediately from that Lotus. Going to the Exorcism. The rest of the team though still waiting patiently. They're hoping they find something else inside of Void. There's the Chronosphere coming out. There's going to be some of the Cataclysm, but it's going to be enough. No, still alive and kicking his death. Over on the back line, just making absolute mayhem, chasing after the support. He's thrown up into the air, and knocks himself on the ground. Okay, there it is, Winter's Curse. That is not the person you want. You want to turn that back. A rushing Q, no! And they'll turn right back in again. Loose will collect.
They had to make a choice there, and they didn't have vision actually. On that cliff, he jumped up, he lands a Chrono, and it's just the Queen, unfortunately. And he gets pushed back by the Sonic Wave too. It just ended up producing not a great team fight. If they could swap there, I don't think they win that public. But they broke the smokes, DJ gets the Ignites off, that makes things a little bit easier. And ultimately, everyone stays a lot for the fight. So Fnatic should be able to get this game without any trouble at all. To get a free shard, probably going to win. They say Satanic is going for the battle build. He wants to just be able to stay alive. And this is also another smart item. It's only giving him 55 damage. Survivability, and that's really what he needs here. He does not want to be high damage. He doesn't necessarily want a Daedalus. He wants to make sure that if he gets cursed with somebody, that person is going to live if they have a moderate amount of health and their full HP.
Got the shard picked up on Luna now as well from the Roshan. That looks out the claves. More damage going to be done from Swiss, but like you said, it is controlled damage. It is damage that unless Raven goes and decides to use it, it's not going to affect during the Winter's Curse. And look at him, just gets walked up here by Jab. Dude, Ford, he's just like, I don't care. Literally been chasing him around the map, wanting high five.
It's the thing to do, honestly. You just been doing it from the start of the game, basically. He walks up. It's kind of what Death has been doing. Look at the that's and it's unfortunate position where he can't do anything if you play aggressive like that. You walk up, you harass them, zone, and you're happy.
Nothing to say. There are many people that are slowly coming over here. Actually, we'll just ping it out, but Speedy walks with the jabs. BKB comes out. He's gonna have to teleport away. He cannot stay here. That is not how you want to.
It's not. Those 8 seconds be a little lower, not the best. But either way, he's got to go play on that side of the map because he is the most survivable. The reason for Ame is because there's such a long period of time where he had BKB and escape tools. Ame did not. Doesn't want to have to blow Cronus. So that's what they had to do, push out those side lanes, and eventually you're going to get punished that reason. High ground.
Here comes the high ground. She's in position though. They're looking like they want to just get rid of this Wyvern. They don't want to have to. Yeah, there's no Winter's Curse that they have to worry about at all. No time back up here on Wyvern. 40-something seconds. Swords being thrown out. Beyond trying to run away. Death keeps putting on that pressure. Exorcism does get top to go for that. Cronus here followed up with the Sunstrike. Let's go up Death. But you still have a loot over here. But you do have someone that's going to pass a little bit too far. Jazz wants to stay for a sip here. We're going in, but a couple more clicks coming out. Yeah, so nothing to say. We'll just slowly get chipped down. And Fabian, he's trying everything he can. He's got all the ghosts, but look at that multicap. Oh dear. Raven just doing things that Aluna does in this mid-game. Hitting the buildings, forcing them back.
They just can't approach at all. DJ did a cool move there during the chrono. He actually walked up and tanked one of the Sunstrikes that was going to hit the Luna to split the damage in half, just to keep Raven's HP a little bit higher. These like little min-max things that they did gives them a better chance in these team fights, but LGD has to go for that. Unfortunately for them, they don't quite have the Refresh Orb. They didn't have it in that match. It was 4,000 gold on the Invoker, but he wasn't quite there yet. 8 to the Sunstrike in that clip right there. And yeah, they're going to kill Jabs in the back line, but Faith Beyond is not the best front laner at this point. He's a great halberd on the LGD side against Raven to buy them sometime right before his BKB got caught. But fortunately, at that point, the fight was still too far over. We're desperately looking to catch up here. Almost, he does have a Mjolnir now, aiming for a shard, and a Scotty is absolutely necessary against Luna, but we're like almost double now. Raven was almost 2 times the net worth of the enemy carry, and now he's got Butterfly too. So
he still has an Aegis. This guy is having a perfect game, 6-0 and 5 right now. Very powerful. He's got his teammates to go and tank all of his games. Look at this, he just does not care. He gets silent. Okay, big deal. He's got a Lotus on him. Oh, and pops a plus with this.
That was a Mirror Shield. Yeah, the Linken's and a Lotus. The Mirror Shield.
That's pretty much it.
And he's got armor here.
Here. There it is. There's Winter's Curse. Target though. These guys, they don't do enough.
Oh no!
It's too early. It's a huge mistake. The Aegis though does get popped. We're coming right back up again. Shin Q, he will fold Raven's back up. He's got the BKB. He's getting speed script. But the rest of the team, what are they going to do? What can they possibly do? The buyback coming in after a while. They're trying to find any sort of an opening, and they get their sits off. All right, BKB popped over onto Ame. He's trying to force him out of his face. He does not like that there, but gets stunned up. Couple of that. He's not going to be able to run away this time around. Silence over onto this Timber Saw. Raven, though, he pops that Satanic. He gets Chronos feared by Ame. They're going to be able to follow up with the Cataclysm, with the meatballs, and this takes down the Luna. That's running for his life now. The tables have turned. LGD, they're just going after them, taking them down one by one each. He's been a sassy boy this entire time, but they've had enough. Where's your high five now, dude?
All right, they finally win a team fight. It looked so bad after that Cataclysm came out. If Winter's Curse is active, nobody there takes damage except for the primary guy from Winter Wyvern. So those Sunstrikes hit just a moment too early, and as a result, it looked really bad. But the crucial mistake was Juen jumping in and getting killed a little out of position. The tower wasn't dead. Fnatic was flexing their strength clearly, but him dying was too much. Because once he's down, the burst damage is gone. Fnatic was able to prevent LGD from chasing them down and scoring those kills.
What a fight. Honestly, what a fight. You cannot, at this level, when you are a team at PI10, you cannot make these mistakes.
But on the bright side, a little opening from their opponent, some good punishment, and they were able to get Queen of Pain. The BKB had already been used on her, so she ends up destroyed right. She's queuing up a Satanic now. She might have been silenced. I do remember seeing silence. She was dying. I don't know if she had blink or not, is what I'm saying. Maybe she could have blinked out or something.
I mean, it's both a curse and a blessing, right? When you have a very aggressive team, very aggressive draft, and maybe sometimes you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. You're like, man, there's no way that we could possibly.
Yeah, we're winning. They wasted their Cataclysm. It didn't. Their Chronosphere is down. We can certainly fight, but you know they don't have any defensive items actually. I mean, they just have some Yule Scepters. DJ did purchase the Fire Shield Shard, so he's been slapping that on his teammate. Great way to reduce the damage that Void does, but. Other than that, Lotus, Lincolns, they don't have a Force Staff, they don't have a Glimmer. Either of those items might have saved Queen of. They're not working with it. They didn't need it until that moment.
Then they were like, man, we
He bought it.
You got the Wind Waker.
And that's why Tiny didn't have a Force Staff or a Glimmer. Because he's like, I know what I need to make sure Cataclysm does not guarantee kill one of my cores every fight for the rest of the game. That item, Wind Waker.
Second Wind Waker, I think you and I have cast.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw Puck have it the other day. Raven does go for steal. Looking for the Chronosphere, manages to go grab 2 of the 4, but there it is, there's the Wind Waker. Buys them just enough time to end though, not gonna be quite as lucky. BKB coming out, they'll be able to go and use the Winter's Curse, holding this Luna in place. Is over on the other side, it's not looking great for DJ, not looking great for Jab. Or though, they need a bit of help, there's so much damage that here, the Exorcism, they blow up Raven, and this is looking like a very dead death stew.
They were not ready for that fight, and there was a perfect observer work placed by LGD, waiting for them to cross the river. They had perfect vision, they get the big Chronosphere, and even with that Wind Waker save on Luna, Bop dies instantly, no buyback, and all of a sudden, LGD is ahead. Let's think back, guys. Fnatic's been crushing all game. Here's that replay once again. They grip the clock to guarantee her death. Ame's DPS is actually pretty solid now. He's able to clean up DJ on the backline. Winter's Curse offsets the BKB. The Eclipse of Luna, then they Tornado. It just allowed them to separate the fight so well. And that one mistake with Pop dying mid has opened up so much for LGD.
They do not have buyback on their 2 cores right now. They're just ripping through these buildings. And I wonder if PSG, I feel like perhaps they're going to play a bit safe. But if they knew, do you think they would try to put even more pressure over here?
This is the way to do it.
They're too calm and collected.
It's pretty safe. I mean, they just got a big net worth advantage. It's going to make the map positioning better for the rest of the game.
I feel like Fnatic
so
would,
happy.
though. Like, the point that they're so aggressive, the way that they play, they'll be like, let's go.
And in some ways, I would argue that even if LGD knows they have buyback, it's safer to take the racks, right? Because you're less out of position. When they buy back, you can more easily escape from the enemy's base. And they don't have Chronosphere Exo anyway, so if they get caught, they're like, they really don't want to fight. So this is just a safer move. Get big gold advantage now. That was like a 15k gold swing from the advantage that Fnatic has. And now they're playing from behind without any defensive items other than the Wind Waker.
Out for blood again. Death and Schwann looking for anyone that they could possibly find. It looks like they're going to be able to just barely teleport away. Find them this time around. So they've checked the tree line.
Or Death Prophet. Maybe gonna go to Baseless Void, or love to have lower cooldown as Refresh Orb and Cataclysm.
Double damage!
Double damage now on Void. His Chronosphere is up again. Gonna walk right into death here.
He doesn't like his level so bad that he gets. Opening with Scotty. If he jumps on the right hero, he's got pretty good stun lock. Anti-healing, and now it's their turn. Axe coming up. Get it? You know, that's perfect.
This is.
I'm dead.
Why?
Who
Is it
doesn't
gonna
want
be
an
his?
axe?
You give it 2 feet. Walk back.
It's also not bad either.
It's quite good on Winter Wyvern too.
I think Ame. I don't know. I think Ame gets this.
Recent buyback. Buyback on. Yeah. Alright.
Oh, it's a joy to cast with you.
The Bane Axe is pretty.
It's
really good. It's got BKB also, so. Protected it first.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Alright, 39 minutes in the game. 4 items now. Joker.
I mean, Flicker is always excellent, in my opinion.
Yes, pretty solid this game as well against like Void and stuff. You can get separation. Obviously, you get Chronos, you're not gonna do anything. But if he just chases after you like it did in the last fight, because CJ doesn't have any defensive items, he actually bought a Midas. Now they're like, all right, we're going late, is what he's thinking. That seems a little weird to me. Because, okay, sure, if you have confidence that this game's gonna go on for another 20 minutes, Midas is great here. But it's like the same cost as a Force Staff. Maybe you could force yourself or an ally out for the...
No, dude, it's next level play. They're gonna go for a Wind Waker over on the Ogre. He's gonna get that multicast. He's just gonna Wind Waker his entire team. He's gonna win. Just save his whole team.
But if the game goes on for 10 minutes, your Midas is gonna... It's a really... It's a good hero for it. Ooh, they're catching it. Maybe jabs on the right side.
No!
He scanned for it too, but it was nighttime. He just couldn't see him.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yo,
attack.
how is Void top net worth right now? What the hell happened? It's like I look away for 10 minutes.
It's Ame, dude!
It's the Yikes. The Yikes that he got gave him.
Give me those fantasy points, Ame.
It's
Let's
6K net
go!
worth. 6K net worth right there. He's fishing.
He is indeed fishing. And
Tries
it's
to
hard
toss
to
it
hit
back.
it just yet.
Absolutely.
Forward, goes backwards.
Jabs has toss requires no target. He's trying to throw him so deep that he can't escape. But that said, he's got Ag, so if he's got
Got a refresher.
he could jump back. Yeah, he could also refresher too. So 2 refreshers now. One on Boker. Let's see how many die.
Death taking a lot of damage. Again, just flirting back and forth, not a hard middle yet. The Exorcism will probably make the opening as they're gonna go right after Death. They did get a really nice stun off though. Right away. Oh my god, oh, just over like that. All of a sudden the Aegis pop. He's gonna come right back up again, and he's gotta find this opening. He's gotta find himself a Chronosphere. He doesn't manage to find it over here onto the Luna. There's gonna be Cataclysm coming in on. He's got a lot of damage. It's gonna be enough. It looks like it. They'll be able to take down like immediate buyback. Second Chronosphere comes out. There's just massive buybacks coming out. They're just wiping them. Everyone's buying back over on the side of Fnatic. They get a grip over on Twin. They do manage to take down Y, but the rest of PSG.LGD, they're happy. They forced out 4 buybacks. Oh, and they might be getting themselves a little something extra, a little goodie bag here, because they're just gonna tip away over onto this Death Prophecy silence, and there's just so much damage. It's buying a lot of time while this is going on, but eventually, this could potentially jabs.
Got to chase, wants to prevent him. He's got a TP ready, so all he's got to do is jump pretty far.
He's good now.
Jab's Reddit is teleporting there instead, doesn't catch him. Totally fine. Cost him a lot of buybacks for that fight, but that was refresher orbs and big ultis on the LGD side. So if Fnatic can cross the map right now and get at least a Rax, it would be more likely they're going to force a buyback. But cooldowns, maybe they will be too. We'll see what ends up happening.
Illusion!
Unfortunately, they weren't able to save Raven in the fight. That was the big thing. When the Chronos came out, I was like, who's caught? Ogre, it's Luna. Okay, obviously you'll see Luna, but Jabs couldn't quite get the angle. I think it's like his might have been down, or he tried to get close in time, but he got caught in the Chronosphere. Didn't get the Wind Waker off, so wasn't able to protect Raven.
Feel the bloodthirstiness. Now from the side of Fnatic, they've already started crossing the river. They're trying to get in position. They need to use cooldown to their advantage.
40 seconds for Chrono, 54 for Void, so they don't have a lot of time, but again, this is the downside of being behind on Rax and map position. It's like, you get some advantage, you got to cross so far, and you didn't kill enough heroes, and it took a little too long to kill Death Prophet, maybe as a result. By the time you get there, she's 30 seconds away, and yeah, they don't even have to buy back on LG. But Fnatic does have great map position. They got some wards down, and now that the spells are almost off, they're gonna.
The LGD now, they're feeling confident, they're feeling aggressive, they go for a smoke. Hiding in the trees. Much information is constant. A wraparound fight. Things coming out.
Ward down by Roche, that one will be used. Tornado, that'll give them information about where LGD is playing. But it's better for Fnatic to stay over here by the tri-camp. You cut the mid wave and the bot wave, and those are the tracks that they're struggling in, and help them make sure that LGD can force LGD to the opposite side of the map, and it's going to make it potentially easy for Fnatic to
อ้าว
build
จะจังไหนนี่
buildings. Right now, their
ไปก่อน
creep
นี่
wave's about to approach. They could go hit buildings mid. They feel confident where LGD is. Ame showing top right now for. Eventually, they're going to have to go back, or they can threaten some split push in. One TP coming back that got spotted by nothing to say. Yeah, everybody on.
You gotta be feeling a little bit nervous. Expended 4 different buybacks. If you get caught out again, that could just very easily.
Oh yeah, it's if 2 cores die or getting in. All about the initiation, the vision, reading the map, where your opponents are putting their heroes. Are they fully together? Frankly, that doesn't even matter much. You just Chronosphere and some global spells.
Look at Astron's just like nope, 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 nope.
Yep. He
Pops that haster and says like, yeah, no.
He saved his recipe though. He's about to buy a plane. Quite have one yet. Attack speed approaching. Would be nice.
Silence immediately. Chuen getting found again here. Needs to be careful with this tornado. A little bit off the mark.
Raven ended up selling bot and amp. The right choice. It's
Yeah.
all about surviving.
It's all about that burst.
If that pops before the Cataclysm hits, it takes 0 damage for that 2.5 second window. Second way to cover him.
I'm dead.
I think if they hit at the same time though, he might just instantly die. I'm not 100%. It's 2 sources of damage, so we'll see what happens. Potentially, like if you're full, let's say you have 8 HP but you're full.
Right.
Is your Aeon Disc gonna proc or are you just gonna die? You probably die. Or maybe, no, that's a bad example. Maybe you have 2,000 HP but you're full, and each Cataclysm does like 1,200. Is the first one gonna proc your Aeon Disc or do they hit the exact same time? I'm not sure. We'll find out. It could matter. But on paper, Aeon Disc is like one of the only solutions other than
3.
expensive win. Oh, and we have a new one too. They just gotta stay spread out and pray that Basic Boy did not get Chronos for AoE, which he did not. That's good. Probably wasn't a bad idea to skip it, but like, you know, Chronos for AoE when you have Cataclysm, it's real good.
And just picked up now for the Winter Wyvern. We're reaching that state of the game where it's all about who can outlast each other, who can survive the longest, so you can get out the damage. Movement coming out, the Hex immediately. Ame finding death. Their Aeon Disc immediately procking over here. The Prophet Lotus gonna have to use that Yules by a little bit more time rather than the Windbreaker that he just picked up, but there's too much damage. The fear on top of it. He's not gonna be able to do it. So 1 more second till he comes up. No, that is a dead set. On the back line, Chuen trying to poke, trying to get anything. The Chronosphere does come out, though. He has the BKB, so no, that's just too much damage. Chuen will fall. Buyback now. He's the only one over on the side of Fnatic with that buyback. Exorcism has been used. No, try to pick him up. Raven needs to be careful. The BKB follows up again, but they have the Wind Waker. They're gonna wait very patiently. Gun, Hex, follow up. Is this the end? It's the end of Raven. And they've got plenty of damage on the other side here as Chuen is not looking healthy. He will fall. The GG indeed gets called. PSG waiting so patiently.
That was an incredible play by LGD as a whole. They just completely came back after that one mistake, and as a